morning to you. Welcome to today's edition of Morning Ride, right here on Delta Television, Asaba, the People's Pride. It's that season of Christmas once again, and so we say, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. On behalf of board, management, and staff of Delta Broadcasting Service, DBS Asaba, this is Onome Iyarowe welcoming you to a beautiful world of infotainment, complete information, education, and entertainment right here on Morning Ride. This morning, I'm riding with Blessing Usiagbada. Hello, Blessing. Good morning to you.
Morning. Good morning to you, and good morning to your dear viewer. Thank you so much for joining us this Wednesday morning. I'm excited that you decided to start your day with us.
I'm super excited you have started your day with us, and so together we'll be on this beautiful journey. Starting this morning will be Street Talk, and on Street Talk, we're looking at what is trending right now. POS. What really is POS, and how do people relate with that acronym POS? All we hear, all we do, or all we say all the time is POS.
I'm going to the POS. I
want to get money from the POS.
Yeah, we say
what
all the time.
exactly is
It's
POS?
Yeah.
So we'll find out from our people out there on the street what POS is. But you know what? This season of Christmas has been different because POS operators are having great times. Listen, you can relate to what is
having
happening.
great times. In
Yes.
fact, they've taken over the places of commercial banks in our society. For people like me, for example, I've not been to the bank throughout this year.
Yes.
Since January till this very moment, I've not been to the bank because I go to the POS to
Lucky
get
you.
cash.
Yes.
Most ATM stands are not working. They don't dispense cash.
That's
Even
it.
after the CBN came out with the directive that commercial banks should put money in their
Yes.
ATM stands, and they should give money to customers over the counter as well.
Yes.
But we see that
That
Nigerians,
didn't work.
once they go to the bank, they can't get cash on the ATMs. They go over the counter. It is difficult for them to get cash. So they've been frustrated, and they just go to the POS. It's easier.
It's easier.
And one
Yes.
would ask the question, how is it that when you go to the bank, you can access cash from the banks? But
But
these
the
POS operators,
they
they
have-
have cash. They have enough. If you tell them you want 100,000,
They have to
50,000,
give to you.
they have the cash to give
Yes.
to you. So how are they getting the cash?
$1 million question you're asking this morning. All we see is that this has been happening for so long that nobody's asking, nobody's correcting this ill. Okay, the banks have said, let's do this, let's do that. Or the CBN have come up with different policies that seem not to be working. In fact, they are not working because so long as we are here, Nigerians, the only place you can be sure of getting cash or doing your regular transactions is through the POS. So whatever is happening, we don't know. Then we're just good doing what we're doing. But you know, it gets very difficult and heartbreaking when you realize that things are not supposed to be, they're not working the way they are supposed to work. Well, POS, whatever the complete meaning of that acronym is you're going to find out right now on Street Talk. And once we're done with Street Talk, we'll take on trending headlines. What are the headlines making the rounds in our national dailies this morning? You trust that a lot of them. But you know what, Blessing, for some time now, I just discovered most Nigerians are not paying attention anymore to what federal government is saying, what the House of Representatives is doing, what the Senate is doing. Everybody, Nigerians now are more focused on their personal lives. So,
Because because over time we've seen different headlines. The federal government come up to say they're coming up with this policy and that policy. And when this administration started, we decided to give the federal government the benefit of the doubt. Let's just see how things will go. Maybe they will come up with policies. Maybe there will be, things will change. But now we're
Yes.
beginning to see that it's the same. Things are still the same. We were hoping that things change, but for now, things are still the same. So Nigerians are just, instead of grumbling every day, looking at the papers, looking at several headlines and getting angry over what's happening in the country, you just want to focus on their daily activities. Look for how to get food, because that's the most important thing now. Look for how to get food, feed yourself, feed your family, have shelter over your head, and
you're good to
you're
go.
good to go.
Yes, look for where to get food or how to get food. Remember some time ago, Senate President Godswill Akpabio actually told Nigerians to get food anywhere there is food. But life goes on. This is Nigeria. We're grateful to God we're seeing the end of the year 2024. No matter how hard the economy has been, we've gotten to this point. So let's quickly do that when it comes to time for trending headlines. And once we're done with that, we'll take on
our interview segment
Sure.
this morning. We'll be having two special guests to come talk to us about community development this morning. It's an interview you don't want to miss.
Yes. You know, there's so much people talk about community development. Some people believe it's a government thing, is a 100% government thing. But some individuals from a particular community have deemed it fit to come together this December to proffer solutions to their community, how they can develop their community going forward. Like Blessing said, that interview promises to be very, very interesting and insightful. Watch out for it. And that will be the wrap on the ride this Wednesday.
Yes, that will be our last segment this Wednesday morning.
Beautiful. So we're ready for that beautiful journey from one feature to the other will make your Wednesday well celebrated. All right, it's over now to our very own for Street Walk. What is POS? Let's find out.
Make it juicy.
POS machine has become part of our everyday life. I use POS today. I'm sure you probably have used POS today, or maybe you did it yesterday. But do you know what the acronym POS even stands for? And that's what we're about to find out on the street today. This is Delta TV, the People's Pride. My name is Chinazo Francis Uche Fodema. Welcome to Street Talk. So, Mama, do you use POS machine regularly?
Sometimes I do.
All right. So, but do you know what the acronym POS actually stands for?
POS. Pay service order.
All right. Thank you very much, Ma. Sure, they use POS machine where? So, but do you know what POS? You know what it stands for?
No. Yeah.
Thank you. Have you used POS machine before?
Yes, I've used POS, although I've not operated POS, but I normally withdraw cash and all those things.
All right, well, do you know what the acronym POS stands for?
But it's something withdraw now, eh?
Yeah.
Withdraw of something, POS.
Point of sale machine.
Same machine, yes.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. So, do you use POS machine regularly?
Yes.
Personally, do you think POS machines have made our life easier because they are more accessible?
To some extent.
Okay, explain.
Sometimes going from my house to the bank, it's more expensive. But other times, charges from POS are also very expensive. So that's why I say it depends on the situation, yes.
But do you know what the acronym POS stands for?
Point of sales.
Ooh, she got it. Thank you. Do you use POS machine regularly?
Yes, I do.
So do you think POS machine has made life easier?
Yes.
Okay, because... Okay, do you know what the acronym POS stands for?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, listen.
Okay. Why? You can say just say no. You know what? So do you use POS machine regularly?
Yes, I do.
So do you think POS machine has made life easier for people?
Yes.
Okay. Do you by chance know what the acronym POS stands for?
No, they might telling me.
Oh no. So POS means point of sale or point of service machine. So you learned something new today. All right. Bye. Have a great day. Do you use POS machines regularly?
Yeah, I do.
Do you think POS has made life or getting access to your money easier?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And how so?
If I don't have the time or the patience to go to the bank, I can just come outside my gate and I withdraw.
Well, how about the charges though?
The charge is kind of expensive though, but when you check your transport going to the bank, you just have to add your charge and do that.
Do you know what the acronym POS stands for?
Is it the meaning, like
Yes. the meaning.
point of sale?
Ooh, thank you. Bye. Have a great day. Have you used the POS machine today?
Yes,
So you use POS regularly.
I use POS regularly.
So do you think POS machines have made life easier?
Yes, of course.
Okay, how so?
Because since I've started using POS, all this issue of bank delay has stopped. I don't even consider going to the bank anymore. All my life transaction is based on POS. So I can really say that it has changed a lot.
That's a good one. So do you know what the acronym POS stands for? Do you know the meaning of POS? You want to give it a try? Maybe just try.
Yes. I don't know.
It means point of sale or point of service machine. All right. Thank you very much. Do you use POS machine regularly, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think POS has made life easier? Because maybe we don't have to go to the bank, or what's your take on POS and POS agents?
Yes, it makes life easier than when you go to the bank. Because when you get to the bank, you will queue, and waste a lot of time there. But POS, you pay, you give them your card, they give you money, you give them their own fee. So it's better.
So speaking about their fee, is it too much?
No, it's not much.
Okay.
At least 5,000, they collect 100 naira. Then 10,000, 200. So it's fair than going to bank and queue for a number of hours.
Okay, so do you know what POS stands for?
POS. POS. Pay. Forgotten. POS. I forgot.
Okay, it means point of sale. So point of sale machine. Yes.
Okay.
All right, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir. So do you use POS machine regularly?
I do.
Okay, so do you think POS machines have made life easier?
Yes, I would say yes because of is numerous everywhere, and it's not every time that someone would like to go to the bank. Maybe if you are busy, maybe you have a place you are rushing to with POS, you can just by your side, you can just withdraw your money and just go. It makes transaction very easy. Yes.
So do you know what the acronym POS stands for? Do you know the meaning of POS?
Yes, point of sales.
Ooh, thank you very much. Bye. Do you use POS machine regularly?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So these POS machines and like these POS agents that are everywhere are more accessible to us than going to the bank. Do you think that has made life easier?
Yes, very well.
Do you know what the acronym POS stands for?
No.
Right, thank you.
Bye.
Have you used the POS machine today?
Yes.
And you regularly use POS?
No, not regularly.
Why?
Though due to transaction, I do with my phone transfer. I don't carry my ATM around.
Oh wait, so in this network situation, you don't use POS, you use your phone?
But though today I use POS today
because I went to get food, so I used POS to pay.
Okay. So do you know what the acronym POS stands for?
I think yes.
So what is it?
Point of sales.
Ooh, perfect. Thank you very much. Right. Point of sales, she has said. Point of service, some have said. Many do not even know what it means. Many people seem to agree that POS machines have made life easier, as now it is easier to get access to our money as opposed to going to banks and standing on long queues. But however, did they know what POS means? Some knew, some did not know. And for those that did not know, they learned something new today. Well, that brings us to the end of today's edition of Street Talk, to where we come your way again next week. I am Chinazor Francis Uche Fajima. Thank you.
Make it juicy.
so welcome back. This is Morning Ride right here on Delta Television, Asaba, the People's Pride. Right now we're looking at the papers. Let's look at trending headlines from our national dailies. And the papers we're reviewing this morning are the New Telegraph,
The Nation newspaper,
the Vanguard,
the Daily Times,
the Nigerian Tribune,
the Punch.
Okay. We have the Guardian newspaper, the Daily Trust, yes.
And the Guardian, yeah.
Okay. We equally have the Daily Times, the Nation newspaper, right?
Yes, I've mentioned that.
Okay. So let's start with the Nation newspaper. Headlines from the Nation newspaper. Can we have the Nation, please? Let's see. The major headline from the Nation newspaper there says, insurance sector shakeup likely over imminent recapitalization. Okay. Insurance sector shakeup likely over imminent recapitalization. That story you will find on the front page of the Nation, and it continues in the inside page. We look at this one from the top strip of the Nation. It says, report, crashed chopper had no flight data recorder. Oh, that's a serious matter. That story you'll find on page 3 of the Nation newspaper. And then from page 3 also, we have this headline. CAC, let's see, skipping. CAC deregisters over 300,000 dormant firms. CAC, that's Corporate Affairs Commission, deregisters over 300,000 dormant firms. Please get the details on page 3. All right, we have this one. The headlines are very small. Okay, let's see. These are the headlines we just follow from the Nation newspaper this morning. Please get a copy and get details of the stories you find there.
Okay, let's look at the Daily Times newspaper now. The major headline on the Daily Times says, insecurity. Senate charges police, DSS, army to fish out perpetrators of Gombe killing. That's the major headline on the Daily Times. At the top strip we have, Tinubu appoints Aisha Garba as UBEC head. INEC, role model in election management, says Senna. I don't think Nigerians would agree, but Senna says INEC is role model in election management. $754.2 million, 141.6 billion naira deal under fire as reps examine non-delivery of tractors and harvesters. PSC promotes 78 senior police officers. ACRESAL project, FCTA, disburses $25,000 to 10 FCT communities. And then we have the last headline at the bottom strip that says, Senate passes 2024 Nigerian Insurance Industry Reform Bill. That is the last headline from the Daily Times.
All right, we'll move on now to the Punch newspaper. And the screaming headline we have here says, hardship, federal government, opposition clash over Tinubu's economic reforms. And Nigerians have been saying this over and over. The story is on page 2. We have some writers, PDP, LP, NNPP, link president's reforms to worsening hardship. APC government defend policies. Of course, they will defend their policies. What do you think? All right, still on page 2, we have this headline. Let's see. Page 2 of the Punch newspaper comes this headline. Well, let's see. Northern governors deploy. Let's see that. Sorry. Very small.
Okay,
Northern governors. You have it?
Yes, I have it. Then check it. Northern governors deploy vigilantes as Northwest stops 2.2 trillion naira ransom. That's on page 2. And we have Kaduna returns Abacha's family property seized by Air Rufai. That is on page 23. Senate proposes foreign currency ban for local transactions. Get that on page 15. Nnamdi Kanu's release may not end Southeast's insecurity, says Soludo, and that is on page 16. At the bottom strip, we have Nigeria, Ghana eye better relations as Tinubu hosts President-elect Mahama. That is on page 24. Crashed helicopter flying NNPC officials violated regulations, says federal government. That is on page 46. Truck crushes pedestrian to death in Lagos. That is on pages 4 and 5. Oyo begins 80,000 naira minimum wage January. That is on page 14. That's a good one for other state civil workers.
You can say that again.
All right, moving on to the Guardian newspaper.
All right, the Guardian has this major headline. All right, Crime and Security Report 2024. Nigerians paid 2.2 trillion naira ransom in 51.9 million crime cases resort to self-help. That's a big one. You can get the details on page 6. All right, we have this diagram here. The headline says 2.23 trillion naira. Okay, so that's the breakdown of estimated ransom was
paid between May 2023 to April 2024.
We can imagine that. And then another of the writer says an estimated 51.8 million naira crime incidents were reported
within the reference period. Wow,
it's a serious thing. From the bottom strip of the Guardian, we have Tinubu's wife doles out 1.9 billion naira to elderly and veterans. That's a good one anyway. All right, get the details on page 3 of the Guardian. Still from the bottom strip, we have reports
indict police.
Okay, report indicts police, military, others as prime antagonists of media in Nigeria. Reports indict police, military, others as prime antagonists of media in Nigeria. That story you'll find on page 8.
I don't think the security agencies would agree to this. They would agree with this report.
Of course, that's their report, so it's left for Nigerians to agree or to accept. Yes. All right, INEC deploys Supreme Court judgment. Is that it? INEC obeys Supreme Court judgment, restores Ezeokenwa as ABGA chairman. The details you find on page 3. Imo PDP flays Uzodinma over failure to secure promised foreign jobs for youth. Please get the details from the Guardian newspaper. And these are the stories. Okay, we have some from the bottom strip. Blessing, please look at that.
Okay.
Uncertainty trails 20 billion naira something. Check and let's just look at them.
Uncertainty trails 20 billion naira consumer auto finance scheme. All is on business page 15. Edo Assembly suspends 18 council chairmen. PDP kicks. That's on news page 7. 40 million adults still excluded as financial inclusion hits 64%. That's on business page 18. And the last headline from the Guardian says, how ICPC stopped diversion of 5.8 billion naira by MDAs, recovered 29.7 billion naira assets. That's on news page 4. Okay, let's look at the Daily Trust's newspaper now. The Daily Trust newspaper has this headline as the major headline: 614,937 Nigerians killed, 2.2 million abducted in 1 year, says NBS. The Riders says kidnappers raked in 2.2 trillion naira ransom. Presidency, military, police, silent. What federal government should do, says security experts. You can get details on page 4 of the Daily Trust. At the top strip, Senate wants foreign currencies use banned in Nigeria. Some analysts will support this particular move, but Senate wants foreign currencies use banned in Nigeria. We took $1 billion loan to support Dangote refinery, says NNPCL. Okay, NNPCL says they took 1 billion naira loan to support Dangote refinery. But Dangote says the refinery was totally sponsored by him. Anyway, get details on page 21. Reps probe non-delivery of tractors, harvesters in $754.2 million, 141.6 billion naira deal. At the bottom strip, banks restrict multiple account holders to 20,000 naira withdrawal. That is on page 25. That's not a good one, especially during the season, the festive season. Jigawa uncovers 6,348 ghost workers receiving 3.7 billion naira. CCT, don't undermine court process, lawyers tell Tinubu. That's on page 4. The last headline, why Sikorsky helicopter crashed in Port Harcourt. The details is on page 5 and it's coming from the NSIB. That's the last headline from the Daily Trust.
All right, the Nigerian Tribune is next. And as expected, the same story trending in all of the papers is making the waves in the Nigerian Tribune. Kidnapped victims paid 2.2 billion naira ransom in 1 year, says NBS. The story is on page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune. Says households experienced 51,857,032 crime incidences. Is a terrible one. I hope the federal government actually do something about this. Edo Assembly suspends 18 local government chairmen. That's a trending headline on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune. All right, we have this rider over insubordination, misconduct. Governor, what's this one? Okay, Governor Assembly back power to suspend council chairman. Okay, all right, that's on page 2. On page 3 or same page 2, we have custom sees 3,988 bags of rice along southwest borders. Okay. On page 3, we have workers jubilate as Ekiti pays new minimum wage for December salary. That's good news for Ekiti workers. On page 17, why Prince Adesuyi Astrop should be next over Obokun. The Yorubas will understand this better, yeah? Okay, these are the headlines we are following from the Nigerian Tribune this morning.
All right, let's look at the Vanguard newspaper. Vanguard newspaper is next for review. Major headline says, Yuletide, security agents make highways hell for us. Wow, says travelers. Yuletide, security agents make highways hell for us, says travelers. The riders, motorists, travelers recount ugly experiences. Police, reflection of rotten political class, says activist Inibehe Efyong. We didn't send out our men to make money. This is coming from the force headquarters. Vows to deal with any officer found wanting. I tell you, there are so many officers that are guilty of this. That is on page 14 of the Vanguard newspaper. At the top strip, tax reform bills. Critics, cannibalizing documents for selfish interests, says NECA. That's on page 8. Okwama, Army releases 81-year-old Okubaye to Senator Dafinone. That's on page 7. Nigerians paid 2.23 trillion naira as ransom to kidnappers in 1 year, says NBS. That's on page 3. At the bottom strip, PDP kicks as Edo Assembly suspends council chairman Vice for 2 months. That is on page 12. of the Vanguard newspaper. That's the last headline from the Vanguard.
Yes, you can quickly take the last paper we have.
And that is the New Telegraph. New Telegraph has its major headline: Insecurity. Nigerians paid 2.2 trillion naira ransom in 1 year, says NBS. This is really a disturbing headline. And the writer says 4,142,174 households robbed within same period. Over 3,000 gunmen arrested in Anambra. Yuletide. FCTA approves tight security across councils. May ban office hawkers. That is on pages 3, 30, and 31 of the New Telegraph. At the top strip, PMS. Import drops by 71% as landing cost plunges by 36 naira to 940.59 naira. And we have on page 7, Senate passes Nigerian Insurance Industry Reform Bill. Tinubu to spend 447 billion naira on agricultural and medical varsities. The writer says, First Lady shares 1.9 billion naira to 9,250 senior citizens nationwide. That's on pages 3 and 6. CBN sets new cash out limits for agent banking transactions. That is on page 7. ICPC recovered over 50 billion naira in 1 year, says the chairman. The writer says seized $966,900, 2.5 billion naira in assets. And sports, Lukman, Atiku, Ojikalu, Kwankwaso, Obi, Eagle Stars salute Africa's best. That is on page 31. At the bottom strip, Edo Assembly suspends 18 local government chairmen, deputies over alleged insubordination. That's on page 28. INEC restores Eze Okenwa as ABGA chairman. That's on page 6. NCC 6 specialized lawyers' intervention in checking piracy, counterfeiting. That's on page 28. Reps invite CDS, COAS over alleged constitutional breach. The rider probe non-delivery of 2,000 tractors, 100 combined harvesters. That is on pages 2 and 3. Crashed Port Harcourt chopper had no flight data recorder, says NSIB. The rider says crew disoriented, struggled with aircraft before crash. Used non-standard phraseology during flight. That's on page 4. And the last headline for the New Telegraph. Omega-3 rich diet might slow prostate cancer growth, says study. And that is on page 29 of the New Telegraph.
All right, so these are the headlines we're following for from our national dailies this morning, Wednesday being the 18th day of December 2024. All right, the major headlines as ran through all of the papers this morning is that Nigerians paid 2.2 trillion naira ransom in 51.9 million crime cases, resort to self-help. This story runs in all of the national dailies this morning. So let's quickly look at it. It says households experienced total of 51.9 crime incidences in 12 months. Northwest reported highest household crimes at 14.40 million cases. A total of 4,142,174 cases were home robberies. Amid trust deficit, only 36.3% of victims of home robbery reported to police. Then 65% of kidnapped victims paid a ransom at average of 2.67 million naira. Security agencies neutralize 8,034 terrorists, arrest 11,623 suspects, rescue 7,967 victims, then recovered 10,200 weapons, 224,709 ammunition from terrorists and others. All right, so the report from the Guardian newspaper this morning on the 2.2 trillion naira ransom paid by kidnapped victims and their relatives to terrorists in Nigeria just in 1 year. It says, amidst the growing trust deficit and the overwhelmed security operations nationwide, Nigerians are settling for self-help, with more kidnapped victims paying ransom to gain freedom. Blessing, what do you expect? The need to seek self-help is long overdue, because the more individuals or private people call on the federal government to do something about insecurity, the more we're hearing nothing, the more nothing is done. So the best thing people are doing is seeking self-help, paying ransom to gain their own freedom, paying ransom to get the freedom of their relative friends.
And the sad part is, if you look at this figure that NBS is giving us, not everyone who paid ransom got their family members back alive.
That's it.
Because the Daily Trust captured it this way: 614,937 Nigerians were killed.
Yes.
2.2 abducted in just 1 year. This just shows the state of the country.
Insecurity.
In the state of insecurity in Nigeria. It is so sad. And one of the writers from the Daily Trust says the presidency, the military, the police, they are silent. Yes, they can actually say they're silent because they've not come out to really address these issues of insecurity.
Yes, the way they should.
Yes, they've not come out to let Nigerians know that, the police keep saying they can't be everywhere at the same time. Nigerians should report. Nigerians should, there should be intelligence gathering.
Yeah.
We should report to them. But I've seen cases. I had a radio program I had a program on radio, and we had the police PPRO, Deputy Command, on that program.
Yes.
And one caller called in and said, "Sir, you're telling us to work with the police. Police is our friend. We should partner with the police. But something happened in our compound. We caught a thief who came to steal in my compound. We called the police, and the police said they should send money. They will have to pay them money to buy fuel. To get to
the location, the crime location.
Yes, to come pick up the thief.
So you can imagine.
How do you expect the citizens to cooperate with the police?
Yeah, where's the confidence, or where do you expect, or how do you expect the everyday people to have confidence in the police? Hence, the Guardian newspaper puts it this way. It says, amid trust deficit, only 36.3% of victims of home robbery reported to police. Yes, of course.
And I'm saying a large percentage of that number did not get any help from the police.
Yes. It's a very sad development. I don't know how we got to this point. How our security agencies actually got to this point where every crime reported, the victims of such crimes would be the ones to foot bills. I don't understand how we even got to this place.
Most people were robbed in their homes.
Yes, some are killed right in their homes and nothing is done. And it's so disheartening that it even gets to a point where these crimes have been done, victims killed, and nothing is said. You hear the family members or the police say they are at the top of the matter or on the top of the matter, but at the end of the day, nothing seems to have happened. And you expect that the police or the Nigerian people will actually trust the police or have confidence in our security agencies is very heartbreaking. Now we have this one. Yes, this part says 65% of kidnapped victims paid a ransom, an average of 2.67 million naira. Oh, it's a big problem for us in Nigeria.
It's really a big problem.
Yes.
How can Nigerians defend themselves against such incidences?
Yes.
You're home, you're not safe. You send your children to school, they're not safe because you have cases of students being kidnapped from their schools. You're in church, you're still not safe. What is the way forward, really? I would love to read this story because security experts have offered advice to the federal government what they think the federal government should do. But I think our security agencies are not living up to expectation. They're not playing their job at all. We are reactive. We are not proactive in this country.
That's it.
You see, in other developed crimes, you see there's routine surveillance. You see police patrolling. This one is not, they're not standing on the road to take money from passengers. They're patrolling, looking at what's happening in the area. Once you call them, they're quick to respond. And that is what we need. If our security agencies are proactive, many of these incidents will be avoided.
Of course,
it has come to a situation where in Nigeria, these kidnappers or armed robbers give notice, issue up notice to streets and communities, telling them they are coming. On, oh goodness.
to inform them of their arrival. Yes.
And these people have nowhere to go, nothing to do. They'll just be scared, waiting and oh goodness.
Okay, Blessing, you have you read this headline? Yeah. Yes, from the Guardian newspaper. It said, report indicts police, military, others as prime antagonists of media in Nigeria, and you actually said the police will not agree to it.
They will not agree to it.
They will not.
Security agencies will not agree to it.
Of course, they will not. Yes.
It's a report.
Oh, yes.
For a report to come out, it means investigation has
there
been
is
done.
an element of truth.
Yes.
The writers include blames personnel for surge in attacks, 65% of assaults in 2024. Institutions meant to protect journalists now oppress them. MRA laments. GSS Oborewori task media on safety and misinformation. Yes.
You see what's played out between
journalists have been so harassed in this country.
Yes.
Yeah. Over the last 1 year, it's been really bad. It's got worse. Yes.
We don't want. I think
big man,
freedom of expression,
big name.
We have the
Afe Babalola is in this long battle.
We have the Freedom of Information Act in Nigeria, but I don't think that journalists enjoy that freedom at all.
We're not enjoying it.
We don't enjoy that freedom at all.
Especially investigative journalists.
Yes, we don't enjoy that.
They come under open attacks at any point. Yes.
They should be able to air their opinions, write, share their views. But then if they go against the law, then there are processes
to follow.
Exactly. The issue of Afe Babalola and Farotimi. Farotimi wrote a book about the Nigerian judiciary.
Yes.
Now, investigations have not been carried out. The judiciary have not come to say, okay, we've looked inward and we are certain that what Farotimi is accusing the judiciary of doing is false. You've not done that. You send police officers from a different state to go to another state to pick an activist up, to pick a lawyer up, arrest him.
Yes.
He has not been found guilty. You arrested him like
and he's still in custody. Yes.
That's it. We have laws in this country, but we don't follow it. Whoever has ours, of course, the piper dictates.
So once it's a big name, once it's a big man, that's it. Once it's a big name, a big man, anything happens, that person that needs to be oppressed gets really oppressed. And then we just look at...
Journalists should be respected. Well, the fourth essence of
that is not happening in this country. Yes. So now most journalists are living in fear. Most of them are afraid of carrying out their responsibilities.
We know the truth, but we can't speak it.
You know the truth. You know the truth. You can't say it. You can't write it. Yes. Because they will surely find you out anywhere you are. Imagine from one state to the other. Police can actually cross to go arrest.
And that is why the security agencies and the police, they've been indicted, because you're the police officer.
So this
why would you be sent from another state to go to another state to arrest someone?
Where there is a police commissioner and there is a police commission. We don't get what is going on really, but I hope Farotimi actually gets justice at the right time. Though it's delaying, we're saying right time, but we're talking about right time now. There's really no right time because we don't see any reason Farotimi is still in detention. Okay,
when Yahaya Bello has been granted bail, why is Farotimi still in detention?
Yes, we'll just go through that report. Let's see. We'll go through it very quickly. Report indicts police, military, others as prime antagonists of media in Nigeria. All right. A report yesterday released by the Media Rights Agenda (MRA) revealed that security agencies, including the police, military, and intelligence services, have consistently been the primary antagonists of the media in Nigeria in recent years, accounting for the highest number of attacks on journalists in 2024. The 137-page yearly State of Media Freedom report, titled Media Freedom Under Threat, The State of Media Freedom and Journalists Safety in Nigeria 2024, highlighted that law enforcement and security agencies were responsible for 29 out of 64 recorded attacks on journalists in 2023, accounting for approximately 45% of the total. In 2023, these agencies were behind 34 out of 77 documented attacks, representing about 44%. Okay. However, the MRA noted a significant deterioration in the situation in 2024, that's this year, with law enforcement and security agencies responsible for 45 out of the 69 attacks recorded between January 1 and October 31, representing roughly 65% of the total. Blessing, there is a big problem here.
Security agencies have
There's a big problem
one
here.
major responsibility to protect the lives and properties of citizens. And sometimes these journalists are fighting for your own benefit.
Your rights, yes.
You're fighting for your rights because you as a security personnel, you may not be able to come out as a police officer to speak against the ills of what's happening in the society,
country, yes.
or speak against government policies that are not favorable to you and your family in the country.
Yeah.
So these journalists are out there fighting for your rights, and you are now used as a weapon against them. It's so sad. Like I said, journalists should be highly respected in the country because we have the judiciary, we have the legislature, we have the executive, and the fourth essence of the realm should be the media. It should be respected. It should be respectable. We don't see that. And if the government is honest about fighting corruption, honest about wanting to make the country better, then they have to work hand in hand with the media in Nigeria. There is no successful government that does not invest in the media.
That's
there,
it.
There is no successful government that does not invest in the media. To propagate your policies and programs, to educate and inform the citizens, you need the media. And I don't think there is any professional media, a journalist, man of woman who does not have that integrity to want to carry out his job.
Exactly.
Any journalist you see out there who is sharing his opinion, doing his job, he's trying to make sure that the society gets better.
That's it. Okay, let's look at this headline. It sounds interesting, but let's hope it's implemented. Senate passes 2024 Nigerian Insurance Industry Reform Bill. Senate passes 2024 Nigerian Insurance Industry Reform Bill. Okay, the story has it that the Nigerian Senate has passed the 2024 Nigerian Insurance Industry Reform Bill. This followed the adoption of the report from the Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions at plenary on Tuesday. That's yesterday. The report was presented by the chairman of the committee, Senator Abiru Adetokunbo, APC Lagos. Senator Adetokunbo, while presenting the report, noted that the bill was read the second time on July 18. He said the bill aimed to consolidate various existing legislations regulating insurance businesses in Nigeria, including the Insurance Act 2003, the Marine Insurance Act, the Motor Vehicles Third-Party Insurance Act, the National Insurance Corporation Act, and the Nigerian Insurance Corporation Act. One of the major objectives of the bill, he said, was to ensure a better future for Nigeria and establish a robust legal and regulatory framework that would enable the insurance sector to positively contribute to financial assistance practices. Well,
we need a better
it's a good one if
system
it's going to
be
implemented.
We need a better insurance system in Nigeria. Most workers, they work, spend their lifetime working for an organization, an institution, and they don't really get the insurance benefits that they should get. Their families don't enjoy those insurance benefits. So it's a good one, but the problem is the implementation, like you rightly said. We have these bills, we have these policies, but implementing them in Nigeria seems to be a huge challenge. So if this bill passes, if it's been passed into law, good, but it should be implemented. They should work towards implementing that bill. All right, well, we also have this headline.
Okay.
Bill on prohibition of foreign currency use in Nigeria scales first reading in Senate. Now, the Senate has begun moves to restore Nigeria's monetary sovereignty by outlawing the use of foreign currencies for payment and transactions within the country. The move is a ban on foreign currency payments to ensure that this prohibits salaries, transactions, and payment in foreign currencies, ensuring all workers, including expatriates, are remunerated in Naira, as this will eliminate discriminatory practices and bolster confidence in the local currency, where it becomes mandatory for use Naira to pay for exports. To this effect, the upper chamber is working on a proposed bill to amend the Central Bank of Nigeria, that's CBN Act of 2007. The bill is actually sponsored by the chairman, Senate Committee on Reparations and Repatriation, Senator Ned Nwoko, that's a senator representing PDP in Delta North. He called for a ban on the use of the United States dollar and other foreign currencies as means of exchange and payment for goods and services in Nigeria. According to him, the use of foreign currencies in Nigeria, their prevalence and dominance in the financial system has sidelined the local currency, the naira, causing a negative impact on its value. Yes.
All right, this headline, I think they're talking to themselves here because how many ordinary Nigerians actually do business with foreign currencies? So talking to themselves is okay, and talking to the big businessmen and women we have in the country is okay with this, if only it will be implemented.
Yes, many business analysts have actually supported this motion that the use of foreign currency should be banned in Nigeria because that is the reason why our naira has lost its value. Not that it's losing, it has
totally lost its value. Then you now ask, is this going to be possible? Because even as we speak...
So the big men allow it to go.
Exactly. Because as we speak, everyone big man, members of anybody in politics, they are still transacting their businesses with foreign currencies.
True.
These are the ones who have and do their businesses with foreign currencies. So what are we saying? So if they have come up with this kind of bill that is passed through first reading, please let it pass through second and third reading and let it scale through and let it ensure that it is implemented to the latter. Well, we'll take a break up here. We're done with trending headlines this morning, right here on Morning Ride. Our next segment promises to be very, very insightful. Please stay with us right here on Delta Television, Asaba, the People's Pride. Morning Ride, Wednesday's edition. Please stay with us.